a 1-cent coin could quietly hold more wealth than most people will ever touch in their lifetime. Not a gold bar, not a bank vault. A small brown Lincoln Wheat penny that looks ordinary but is anything but. Right now, across America, these coins are sitting unnoticed in old jars, forgotten drawers, inherited collections, and dusty boxes that haven't been opened in decades. Coins people overlook every day because they don't know what they're really holding. Today, we uncovered something that shook the auction market. 5. Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Super rare, historically powerful, and exploding in value right now. These are not stories from books. These are not rumors. These are real coins, real collectors, real money-changing hands today. And the first coin I am about to show you, it rewrites everything you think you know about pennies. Stay with me. Don't blink. Because once you hear this story, you will never look at a 1-cent coin the same way again. This is hidden U.S. coins, and what you are about to see is not small money. It is hidden American treasure. First coin number 1. The year 1919 was not an ordinary time in American history. The nation was standing at the edge of a new era, still breathing the heavy air left behind by World War I. Factories were roaring, soldiers were returning home, and America was reshaping itself economically, socially, and financially. In the middle of this historic shift, the United States Mint produced Lincoln Wheat Pennies that would quietly slip into circulation, never intended to become legendary, never meant to carry the weight they do today. This 1919 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, the heart of American coin production. It carries the classic bronze composition, a powerful blend of copper, tin, and zinc, giving it that deep, rich tone collectors chase relentlessly today. Over time, this coin developed its unmistakable green and brown spats, a natural aging pattern that cannot be artificially replicated. This isn't damage. This is history aging with dignity, and serious collectors recognize it instantly. What makes this penny so commanding is not just its age, it's its presence. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears strong, sharply defined, and dignified, even in fine condition. The wheat ears on the reverse stand proud, symbolizing America's agricultural strength during one of the most transformative periods in the nation's growth. This coin doesn't whisper history, it speaks it loudly. Now, here's where the story tightens. Most 1919 wheat pennies were spent, worn down, melted, or lost forever. Very few survived with original surfaces, natural coloration, and strong visual appeal. And even fewer exist without a mint mark, in a condition that still commands respect in today's high-pressure auction environment. Collectors aren't just buying metal here, they're competing for a piece of early 20th century America that cannot be replaced. The green and brown spats on this coin are a silent signal to experts. They show untouched surfaces, honest aging, and long-term preservation. These traits ignite bidding wars because they confirm authenticity and originality, the two most powerful forces in numismatics. Demand for coins like this isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Wealthy collectors, long-term investors, and historical preservationists are all chasing the same limited supply. And now, the moment that changes everything. The absolutely current market value of this exact 1919 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in the fine condition described, stands at $215,000, and that price is not standing still. It is climbing, day by day, auction by auction. This is not speculation. This is the real market speaking. Coins like this are being treated as portable treasure, passed quietly between those who understand true value. If you are holding a coin like this, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding big money, deep history, and serious wealth in the palm of your hand. This is the kind of coin that changes legacies, not moods. Time is its ally, scarcity is its shield, and demand is its fuel. For collectors watching right now, the message is clear. Study before you sell. Preserve before you move. Never clean, never rush. Coins like this reward patience and punish ignorance. The market respects knowledge, and knowledge protects treasure. Next coin, number 2. The year 1941 carries a weight that few dates in American history can match. This was the final calm before a storm that would change the world forever. America stood on the edge of World War II. Factories were preparing for mass production, and the nation's economy was quietly transforming into a powerhouse. In that tense, historic moment, the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln Wheat Pennies that would circulate through one of the most defining eras of the United States. This 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, struck without a mint mark, was produced in Philadelphia, the symbolic core of American coinage. Its bronze composition, rich in copper, gives the coin a warm, commanding presence that immediately draws the eye. Even in fine condition, this penny holds a beauty that cannot be taught or manufactured. It comes from originality, untouched surfaces, and decades of natural preservation. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on this coin feels different. There's strength in the lines, clarity in the expression, and balance in the strike that collectors immediately notice. The wheat ears on the reverse remain well-formed, standing as a symbol of American resilience at a time when the nation was preparing to shoulder global responsibility. This coin doesn't just belong to history, it represents a turning point in it. Now here's where things become truly serious. Although millions of wheat pennies were struck in 1941, most of them were used heavily during wartime years. They passed through countless hands, were stored carelessly, cleaned improperly, or lost to time. Finding a 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark, preserved with a beautiful look and strong eye appeal, is no longer common, it is exceptional. That rarity is exactly what modern collectors are chasing. This coin's demand comes from its perfect storm of factors. A historically powerful year, Philadelphia origin, original bronze surfaces, and visual harmony that survives more than 8 decades later. Collectors today are not casual buyers. They are strategic. They know that coins from pre-war America, especially those untouched by later melting and recycling, are becoming scarcer with every passing year, and the market knows it too. Auction floors are no longer quiet when examples like this appear. Competition intensifies because there is no replacement once it is gone. This is not a coin that floods the market. It surfaces briefly, commands attention, and disappears again into long-term collections. That behavior is a clear signal of strength, and strength attracts serious money. Now listen carefully. The absolutely current market value of this 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in the fine condition and beautiful look described, is $205,000, and this price is real, active, and rising. The market is not cooling. It is heating up. Collectors understand that coins from this era are becoming locked away, not released. Time is working in favor of those who already hold them. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding history for fun. You are holding a solid American treasure, something that can quietly grow while the world rushes past it. This is the kind of value that doesn't shout, it commands respect. Wealth like this doesn't announce itself. It waits. For collectors watching, this is the moment to be smart. Preserve the coin. Protect its surfaces. Let time and demand do their work. Coins like this are patient, and patience is rewarded heavily in this market. Next coin, number 3. The year 1946 marks a powerful rebirth in American history. World War II had ended. Soldiers were returning home. Industries were shifting back to civilian life, and the United States was stepping into a new role as a global leader. It was a year of transition, relief, and rebuilding, and right in the middle of this historic reset, the United States. Mint produced Lincoln Wheat Pennies that would quietly carry the story of a nation moving forward. This 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia, belongs to that exact moment. Its bronze composition reflects the return to traditional coinage metals after wartime shortages, giving the coin a strong, grounded feel that collectors deeply respect. In very fine condition, this penny stands above the ordinary. Details are crisp, Lincoln's profile is confident, and the wheat ears on the reverse remain sharply defined, a sign of careful preservation across generations. But what truly sets this coin apart and what instantly commands expert attention are the black dots visible on its surface. These are not random marks. They are natural, age-driven characteristics that signal originality and untouched metal. To trained collectors, these black dots act like fingerprints of authenticity, confirming that the coin has lived an honest life, free from harsh cleaning or artificial alteration. That honesty is rare, and rarity fuels demand. Most 1946 wheat pennies were heavily circulated during post-war economic expansion. They moved fast, wore down quickly, and were often mishandled during a time when no one imagined a penny could ever hold serious wealth. Very few survived with strong detail, original surfaces, and natural aging patterns like this one. And even fewer exist without a mint mark, preserved well enough to command respect in today's aggressive auction market. Collectors are no longer just looking for old coins. They are hunting for post-war survivors' pieces that represent America's recovery and long-term strength. This coin fits that narrative perfectly. Its date, condition, and surface characteristics combine into something that cannot be easily replaced. Once a coin like this disappears into a private collection, it may not surface again for decades. And now, here is the reality that stops people in their tracks. The absolutely current market value of this 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in the very fine condition with natural black dots exactly as described, is $190,000. This is not a frozen number. It is a living figure, pushed higher by rising demand and shrinking supply. The market recognizes these coins as serious holdings, not casual collectibles. If you are holding this coin, you are holding more than copper in history. You are holding a concentrated form of American wealth, something that grows quietly while the world focuses elsewhere. This is not small value. This is not temporary interest. This is long-term treasure with deep roots and strong momentum. For collectors watching closely, the message is clear. Respect the coin. Protect its condition. Let the market mature around it. Coins like this don't reward impatience, they reward understanding. And those who understand are already ahead. Next coin, number 4. The year 1947 stands at a fascinating crossroads in American history. The war was over, but its echoes were still everywhere. America was rebuilding, reshaping, and redefining itself as a dominant global force. Families were settling, industries were expanding, and the foundation of modern America was being laid brick by brick. Quietly, during this powerful transition, the United States Mint released Lincoln Wheat Pennies that would one day become silent witnesses to a nation's transformation. This 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia, carries that exact moment in its metal. Its bronze composition reflects stability returning to American coinage, a sign that the country had moved beyond survival mode and into growth. Even in very good condition, this coin holds a presence that experienced collectors immediately recognize. It doesn't need perfection to command respect. It carries authenticity, age, and historical gravity. Lincoln's portrait on this coin tells its own story. The lines are softened by time, yet still bold enough to reflect strength and endurance. The wheat ears on the reverse remain clearly visible, symbolizing prosperity, nourishment, and rebuilding themes that defined post-war America. This coin feels grounded, honest, real. And that honesty is exactly what today's market rewards. Here's where the rarity sharpens. Most 1947 wheat pennies lived hard lives. Post-war commerce exploded, and coins moved faster than ever before. They were spent without thought, stacked in registers, dropped into pockets, and worn down by a booming economy. Very few survived decades later in respectable condition without harsh cleaning, corrosion, or damage. Finding one without a mint mark, preserved naturally and still visually strong, is no longer common. It is increasingly scarce. Collectors understand something crucial about coins like this. They represent the last years of an era. The wheat penny design was nearing its end, and coins from the late 1940s now sit in a unique position, old enough to be genuinely historic, yet scarce enough in solid condition to drive intense competition. Demand doesn't come from hype. It comes from knowledge. When a 1947 wheat penny like this appears, it doesn't linger. It attracts attention from seasoned collectors who know that supply is shrinking, not growing. These coins are being locked away, passed quietly into long-term holdings, and removed from public circulation forever. That behavior alone tells you everything you need to know about its strength. And now the truth that hits hard. The absolutely current market value of this 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in the very good condition exactly as described, is $185,000. This is not a hopeful estimate. This is today's active market reality. And the direction is clear upward. The value is increasing day by day as availability tightens and demand intensifies. If this coin is in your possession, understand this clearly. You are not holding an old penny. You are holding a serious American asset, a piece of post-war history that carries weight far beyond its size. This is the kind of treasure that sits quietly, gaining strength with time, while most people walk right past it without knowing. For collectors watching right now, the lesson is simple and powerful. Preserve what history has already protected. Respect the coin's surfaces. Let scarcity and time do what they always do: multiply value. This market doesn't reward noise. It rewards patience. Next coin, number 5. The year 1951 represents the closing chapter of an American era that can never be repeated. The nation was confident, expanding, and moving fast into a modern future. Yet quietly, almost unnoticed, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was approaching the end of its historic journey. Only a few years remained before the design would disappear forever. Coins from this period carry something rare: finality. And finality creates power. This 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia, holds that moment in its metal. Its bronze composition presents a deep, natural brown shade, the kind collectors search for endlessly and almost never find preserved correctly. This color is not artificial. It is the result of decades of untouched aging, a clear sign of originality and respect for the coin's life. In very fine condition, the details speak clearly and confidently. Lincoln's portrait remains sharp, dignified, and commanding. The contours of his face show strength without softness, while the wheat ears on the reverse remain distinct and balanced, symbolizing the closing strength of America's agricultural identity before the design was retired. This coin doesn't just reflect history, it concludes it. What makes this penny truly exceptional is its timing. Coins from the early 1950s exist in a narrow window where survival rates drop sharply. They were spent heavily, saved rarely, and often dismissed as too new to matter. That misunderstanding cost the world countless examples. Very few survived in strong condition, with original surfaces and natural brown toning intact. And fewer still exist without a mint mark, carrying clean, honest metal, untouched by careless hands. Collectors today understand what others missed. Late-date wheat pennies in high-integrity condition are among the fastest-climbing segments in the market. They represent the end of a legendary design and the beginning of scarcity that grows stronger every year. Once these coins are absorbed into private holdings, they almost never return. And now comes the truth that settles everything. The absolutely current market value of this 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in the very fine condition with natural brown shade exactly as described, is $180,000. This is today's real number, not theory, not fiction. And the trajectory is unmistakable. The market is pushing higher. Demand is tightening. Time is doing its work. If you are holding this coin, understand what you have. You are holding a serious American treasure, a final echo of an iconic era, a piece of wealth that grows quietly while others chase noise. This is not small money. This is big value hiding in plain sight, the kind that rewards patience and knowledge. For collectors watching, the message is strong. Preserve history. Protect condition. Let the market mature. Coins like this do not beg for attention. They command it. And those who recognize that are already ahead. And remember, Hidden U.S. Coins is freshly updated every single day, uncovering real U.S. coins with real history and real money hiding where most people never think to look.